read one book a day, and tonight we're diving into Wuthering Heights. Do you also harbor an unrelenting obsession in your heart, or a profound love crushed by reality, knowing full well that clinging is futile, yet still being torn apart by memories night after night? We all yearn for genuine connection, yet often compromise amid worldly calculations, shrink back before the barriers of status, and finally hide our true selves beneath a hard exterior. The story we're about to tell lies on the vast, desolate moors of Yorkshire, where the wind howls endlessly, just like the passionate, obsessive emotions in this tale. Born in the Victorian era of the 19th century, it was published by Emily Brontë under the male pseudonym Ellis Bell. Met with criticism upon its first release for its unflinching portrayal of human nature, it has since become an unsurpassable tragic classic in English literature, holding up a mirror to the emotional dilemmas we all might glimpse within ourselves. The story begins on a cold winter's day. Lockwood, a young man from the city, rents Thrushcross Grange on the edge of the Yorkshire Moors to escape the hustle and bustle. This estate is serene and elegant, a stark contrast to the nearby Wuthering Heights, which stands tall amid howling winds. The name Wuthering itself describes the sound of fierce gales. This stone manor, surrounded by moors, has rough walls and low roofs, as if constantly battling the raging winds. It mirrors the people who live here, who carry an untamed wildness deep in their bones. Fascinated by this mysterious manor, Lockwood pays a visit to its owner, Heathcliff, on a snowy afternoon. It is his first encounter with the man, tall, with a stern face, and eyes filled with an unapproachable coldness and gloom, like a lone wolf on the moors, licking his wounds in solitude and wary of all outsiders. The atmosphere in the manor is suffocatingly oppressive. Heathcliff is cold and harsh to those around him, especially to the young Hareton and Cathy Jr., his severity masking an unmistakable obsession. Lockwood's curiosity is thoroughly piqued. He turns to Nellie Dean, the housekeeper of Thrushcross Grange, to learn about Wuthering Heights' past. Nellie, who has watched 2 generations grow up, unfolds her memories like a dusty diary, revealing years shrouded in wind and hatred. The story dates back decades earlier, when Wuthering Heights was owned by Mr. Earnshaw, a bold yet stubborn man. He had 2 children, his son Hindley and daughter Catherine. Hindley, spoiled since childhood, was hot-tempered and consumed by jealousy. Catherine, however, was like a wild rose on the moors, lively, unrestrained, unbound by social norms, and glowing with a wild spirit. On a chance trip, Mr. Earnshaw brought back a thin gypsy orphan from Liverpool and named him Heathcliff. No one knew the boy's past. He was taciturn, his eyes filled with unease and weariness, like an abandoned cub. Mr. Earnshaw doted on Heathcliff, even more so than his own son Hindley, fueling Hindley's jealousy to dangerous levels. Hindley began tormenting Heathcliff relentlessly, mocking his origins, beating him for his weakness, while Catherine became the only light in Heathcliff's dark life. Unlike her brother, Catherine did not disdain Heathcliff. She was drawn to the orphan's resilience and mystery. The 2 would often escape the oppression of Wuthering Heights to run and play on the vast moors. The moorland winds nurtured their bond and shaped their characters. There, free from class divisions and worldly judgment, their souls clung to one another. Heathcliff regarded Catherine as his everything. She was his redemption, his only anchor in this cold world. and in Heathcliff, Catherine saw the wildness deep within herself. They were like each other's shadows. I am she, and she is me. This connection transcended mere friendship, becoming an indelible soul tie. Heathcliff would often stroke the trinket Mr. Earnshaw had given him late at night, whispering Catherine's name to himself. He knew his lowly birth meant he was no match for her in this rigidly hierarchical era. To deserve her, he had to become strong. Yet back then, he had nothing. So he buried this longing deep in his heart, quietly standing by Catherine's side. As long as I can be with her, he thought, I'll endure Hindley's cruelty, even if I remain a servant forever. This humble desire was his first obsession, planting the seed for the tragedy to come. Peace was short-lived. Mr. Earnshaw's death shattered this fragile tranquility. Hindley inherited Wuthering Heights, finally gaining the power to take revenge on Heathcliff. He immediately reduced Heathcliff to a servant, stripping him of the right to read and write, forcing him to do the dirtiest, heaviest labor, and treating him worse than an animal. Watching Heathcliff's misery, Hindley reveled in his revenge, believing he could destroy Heathcliff once and for all and keep his sister away from the lowly orphan. Little did he know that the harsher the oppression, the stronger Heathcliff's love for Catherine grew. As Catherine matured, however, she began to confront the harsh reality of class divisions. One day, she and Heathcliff snuck into Thrushcross Grange, where they were discovered by the Linton family. The Grange's elegance and prosperity and the Lintons' refinement held up a mirror to Wuthering Heights' crudeness and to the chasm between her and Heathcliff's social standing. Edgar Linton, the Linton son, was handsome, gentle, and wealthy. Captivated by Catherine's vivacity and beauty, he pursued her fervently. Edgar represented worldly respectability and stability, the ultimate aspiration for many women of the time. Heathcliff, by contrast, remained a ragged, lowly servant, able to offer Catherine only pure love and the freedom of the moors. Catherine was torn by agony. She loved Heathcliff deeply. This love had fused with her soul. Yet she also longed to escape Wuthering Heights' crudeness and attain a life of dignity. In her diary, she wrote, I love Heathcliff not for his looks, but because he, like me, has a restless soul. But I cannot marry a servant. We would both be mocked by the world. Her heart wavered between love and reality, unwilling to betray her soul, yet unable to resist worldly temptation. Heathcliff watched Catherine's torment, his heart aching. He sensed her longing for respectability and knew all too well the gulf between himself and Edgar. Instead of complaining, he worked harder than ever, hoping to change his fate through his own efforts. But Hindley's cruelty only intensified. He tormented Heathcliff relentlessly and constantly slandered him to Catherine, trying to make her abandon him for good. Eventually, Catherine made her decision. She would marry Edgar Linton. When Heathcliff accidentally overheard her tell Nellie, I marry Edgar to free both myself and Heathcliff from Hindley's control. I will use my position to help him. His heart shattered. To him, her words were nothing but an excuse for vanity. She had ultimately chosen worldly respectability over their soul-deep love. In that moment, Heathcliff's world collapsed. He did not confront Catherine or beg her to stay. Instead, on a stormy night, he resolutely left Wuthering Heights, glancing back at the manor that held all his love and pain, and toward Thrushcross Grange. The love in his eyes faded, replaced by hatred. I will return, he swore silently. with enough wealth and power, I will avenge myself on all who have harmed me. I will make Catherine regret her choice." The moorland winds howled, mourning his departure and foreshadowing the storm to come. Heathcliff's departure plunged Catherine into profound grief. She wept day and night, her spirit shattered. She would wander the moors alone, calling his name, waiting for his return. But day after day, only the wind answered, never his familiar figure. Edgar stood by her side, comforting and caring for her gently. Yet he could never reach her heart or replace Heathcliff. Catherine knew she had lost not just a lover, but half of her soul. Years later, Catherine married Edgar, becoming the mistress of Thrushcross Grange. She lived the respectable life she had once desired, with a gentle husband and abundant wealth. But her heart remained empty. She would often stand at the Grange's window, gazing toward the moors, her eyes filled with longing and regret. If I had been brave enough to leave with Heathcliff, she thought, would I be suffering like this now? But there was no turning back. Her choice had sealed her tragic fate. As for Heathcliff, his years away from Wuthering Heights were filled with unimaginable hardships. From a penniless orphan, he amassed wealth bit by bit, transforming into a powerful, ruthless man. The once soft boy was gone. Moorland snow and the cruelty of the world had eroded all his tenderness, leaving only obsessive hatred and a fierce desire for possession. He never forgot his vow. The seed of revenge took root in his heart, sustaining him through countless dark nights. After many years, Heathcliff returned, armed with immense wealth. No longer a ragged servant, he was a composed gentleman with sharp, piercing eyes. His arrival was like a stone dropped into a calm lake, disrupting the peace of both Wuthering Heights and Thrushcross Grange. By then, Hindley was a shadow of his former self. Plagued by alcoholism and gambling, he had squandered much of Wuthering Heights' fortune and sunk into apathy. His wife had long since died, leaving behind a son, Hareton. Seeing Hindley's degradation, Heathcliff felt no sympathy, only the joy of revenge. He exploited Hindley's gambling addiction, gradually seizing control of Wuthering Heights property until he finally owned the manor, reducing Hindley to his servant. Hindley watched in despair as he lost everything he had, as Heathcliff gave orders in his own home. Overwhelmed by regret and anger, he was powerless to resist. He drowned his sorrows in alcohol, lingering in misery. But Heathcliff did not stop there. He transferred his hatred of Hindley to Hareton, deliberately depriving the boy of an education, raising him to be a crude, ignorant servant, just as Hindley had done to him. Watching Hareton's innocence, Heathcliff smiled coldly. "This is your son, Hindley," he thought. "This is your punishment for what you did to me." With Hindley defeated, Heathcliff turned his sights to Thrushcross Grange, to Catherine and Edgar. He knew the cruelest way to hurt Catherine was to destroy everything she cherished. He began to deliberately court Edgar's sister, Isabella. Young and naive, Isabella was captivated by Heathcliff's mystery and charm, falling deeply in love with him. Heathcliff exploited her feelings, feigning tenderness to trick her into eloping with him. Isabella thought she had found true love. Defying her brother's objections, she followed Heathcliff back to Wuthering Heights, only to discover a living hell, not the tenderness she had dreamed of. Heathcliff had never loved her. He had married her solely to avenge himself on Edgar and torment Catherine. He treated her with cold cruelty, beating her at will, using her as a tool to vent his hatred. In despair, Isabella finally saw Heathcliff for who he was. Overwhelmed by regret, she was trapped with no way out. In a letter to Nellie, she wrote, "I thought I married love, but I walked into hell. Heathcliff's heart is filled only with hatred. There is no humanity left in him." News of Heathcliff's return and his elopement with Isabella shattered Catherine. Already weakened by her longing for Heathcliff, the shock worsened her health. She wanted to see him, yet feared him. This tangled emotion tore at her heart like a knife. Finally, on another stormy night, Heathcliff broke into Thrushcross Grange to see the dying Catherine. Years of longing and hatred collided in that moment. They argued fiercely, then clung to each other in agony. "I never betrayed you," Catherine sobbed. "I've always loved you. Marrying Edgar was the biggest mistake of my life. I regret it every day." Looking at Catherine's haggard face, Heathcliff's hatred melted away, replaced by longing. "I love you too," he choked out. "Only you, always. Why did you choose him? Why did we have to suffer like this?" That night, they resolved their misunderstandings, but faced the irreversible truth. Catherine was already at the end of her strength. Their reunion had drained her last reserves. Soon after, she died in childbirth, leaving behind a daughter, Cathy Jr. Catherine's death drove Heathcliff mad. He had lost his only light, his reason for living. He held her body, refusing food and drink, keeping vigil for 3 days and 3 nights. At her grave, he swore, "I will be with you forever. Even in death, I will not leave you alone." From that day on, Heathcliff became even darker and more obsessive, his revenge growing crueler. He vowed to make everyone connected to Catherine pay for her death. After giving birth to her son, Linton Heathcliff, Isabella finally escaped Wuthering Heights. She died soon after. Heathcliff sent for Linton, but treated him with utter coldness. Weak and timid from childhood, Linton grew even more cowardly under Heathcliff's cruelty and neglect. Heathcliff kept Linton alive only because he was Catherine's nephew, a pawn in his revenge. As Cathy Jr. grew up, she inherited her mother's beauty and vitality, along with her wild spirit. Curious about Wuthering Heights, she often snuck near the manor to play, where she accidentally met Hareton. Though crude and uneducated, Hareton had a kind, sincere heart. Captivated by Cathy Jr.'s liveliness, he treated her gently. And Cathy Jr., unjudgmental of his status, soon befriended him. Seeing this, Heathcliff's jealousy and hatred flared again. He would not allow Cathy Jr. and Hareton to be together, would not let the tenderness of the previous generation be reborn in the next. He forbade their meetings and plotted to force Cathy Jr. to marry Linton. Using her freedom as leverage, he threatened her, "Marry Linton, or never see Hareton again, and watch Thrushcross Grange be destroyed." Trapped, Cathy Jr. reluctantly married Linton. Her married life was miserable. Linton, weak and cowardly, could not protect her. Heathcliff imprisoned her at Wuthering Heights like a prisoner, treating her with cold indifference. Cathy Jr. wept secretly at night, missing her father Edgar, Hareton, and the freedom of Thrushcross Grange. She could not understand why Heathcliff was so cruel to her, why the grievances of the past had to haunt her. Shortly after, Edgar died. Heathcliff seized control of Thrushcross Grange, completing his revenge. He owned both manors and immense wealth. He had destroyed everyone who had ever harmed him, yet his heart was filled, not with joy, but with endless emptiness. Standing on Wuthering Heights' roof, gazing toward the moors. He seemed to see the young boy he once was, running with Catherine. "I've defeated everyone," he thought, "but I have lost you. What's the point of all this without you?" Soon after, Linton died from his worsening illness. Cathy Jr. lost her husband, her father, and her freedom, falling into the abyss of despair. Hareton, though raised as a crude servant, had never lost his kind heart. Watching Cathy Jr.'s suffering, he felt deep compassion, secretly caring for and comforting her. As they spent more time together, their bond grew stronger, finding courage to live in each other. Watching Cathy Jr. and Hareton rely on each other, seeing the pure love in their eyes, Heathcliff was reminded of his younger self and Catherine. In that moment, his hatred crumbled. He realized that a lifetime of revenge had hurt not only others, but himself. He had destroyed everything, yet still could not escape his longing for Catherine or fill the void in his heart. He began to reflect on his life, consumed by regret. From then on, Heathcliff fell silent. He stopped tormenting Cathy Jr. and Hareton, no longer clinging to wealth or power. He would often sit alone at Catherine's grave, as if whispering his regrets and longing to her. He stopped eating, growing weaker by the day, his eyes empty. He knew he would soon be with Catherine, and this time they would never be apart. On a cold winter morning, Heathcliff was found dead in Wuthering Heights attic. His face held no pain, only a look of relief, as if finally free. When discovered, his hand stretched toward Catherine's grave, as if reaching for his beloved. After Heathcliff's death, Cathy Jr. and Hareton inherited both Wuthering Heights and Thrushcross Grange. Unshackled by the past, they chose to let go of grievances and cherish each other. With Cathy Jr.'s help, Hareton learned to read and write, shedding his crudeness to become a refined man. And with Hareton's companionship, Cathy Jr. rediscovered joy and freedom. Together, they transformed Wuthering Heights, turning a manor once filled with oppression and hatred into a place of love and warmth. The Yorkshire winds still howl over the moors, but Wuthering Heights, once shrouded in hatred, has finally found peace. The tragedy of the past generation was redeemed by the love of the next. The hatred and obsession that burned in darkness were eventually dissolved by love and tenderness, fading into the moorland breeze. Wuthering Heights is never merely a love story. It is a mirror, reflecting the complexity and duality of human nature, the cruelty and helplessness of an era. Against the rugged backdrop of the Yorkshire Moors, Emily Brontë depicts the extreme tension between love and hatred, revealing how class oppression distorts humanity and exploring the eternal themes of obsession and redemption. Heathcliff's life was one enslaved by hatred, yet bound by love. His tragedy stemmed from the rigid class system of Victorian England. As a gypsy orphan, he was branded lowly from birth. No matter how hard he tried, he could not escape the prejudice and oppression of his origins. Mr. Earnshaw's affection was a fleeting warmth, but Hindley's cruelty and Catherine's betrayal pushed him irrevocably into the abyss of hatred. His revenge was not just personal, it was a rebellion against an unjust society. He sought to shatter class barriers with wealth and power, proving he was no less than the so-called gentleman around him. Yet in his vengeance, he lost himself, transforming from an oppressed victim into an oppressor, hurting the innocent with the same cruelty he had endured. Catherine's tragedy lay in her wavering between love and reality. She loved Heathcliff deeply, yet could not resist worldly temptation or accept a life with a servant. She believed marrying Edgar would grant her respectability and allow her to help Heathcliff, but her choice destroyed both him and herself. Her vanity and cowardice were products of her time. In Victorian England, women had no independent social status. Marriage was their only path to security and dignity. Catherine's struggle epitomizes the fate of countless women trapped by societal constraints, forced to abandon love and soul to become victims of class and system. What makes this novel profound is its refusal to simplify characters into heroes or villains. Instead, it lays bare the complexity of human nature. Heathcliff, though cruel and ruthless, possessed a pure, passionate love. Catherine, though vain and weak, remained loyal to her soul. Edgar, gentle and kind, harbored class prejudice. Hareton, crude and uneducated, had a sincere heart. Each character bears both light and darkness, much like us, torn between desire and morality, reality and ideal. For us today, Wuthering Heights still offers profound insights. In an era that claims equality and freedom, we still face constraints and temptations, still waver between desire and original aspiration. We may not harbor Heathcliff's extreme hatred or face Catherine's impossible choices, but we too can lose ourselves amid work stress, trivialities of life, and the judgment of others, trapped in anxiety and emptiness. Heathcliff's story teaches us that hatred is never a solution. It is a chain that imprisons both others and ourselves. We can feel resentment, we can resist injustice, but we must not lose our original goodness in the process. No matter how great the setback or hurt, we must hold on to kindness and tenderness, learning to let go and find peace. Otherwise, even if we gain everything we desire, we will be left with the same endless emptiness that consumed Heathcliff. Catherine's story reminds us to stay true to our hearts when making choices, not to be swayed by worldly judgment or material temptation. True happiness is not measured by wealth, power, or the approval of others. It lies in finding someone who resonates with our soul and living the life we desire. If we abandon our principles and love for the sake of respectability, we will spend our lives in the same regret and pain as Catherine. Additionally, the Moors themselves, a central symbol in the novel, offer food for thought. They represent freedom and wildness, the most authentic desires of the human heart. In our fast-paced world, we are trapped by the noise and rules of cities, gradually losing touch with that inner freedom and wildness. Perhaps we should pause occasionally, return to nature, and rediscover the peace and strength to stay true to ourselves, uncorrupted by society. Wuthering Heights tells us that human nature holds both darkness and light, hatred and obsession, love and redemption. No matter how dire our circumstances or how deep our pain, love and kindness will always light the darkness and dissolve hatred. We must learn to face our inner selves, embrace the complexity of humanity, hold fast to our original aspirations amid desire, and grow through suffering, ultimately finding our own path to redemption. As the night deepens, the winds over the Yorkshire Moors quieten. The story of Wuthering Heights comes to an end, one of love and redemption. This powerful novel shows us the extremes of love and hatred, the complexity of human nature, and the hope of redemption. It may not be warm or perfect, but it stirs our souls in the quiet of the night, prompting reflection and growth. The emotions that burned in darkness, the souls that struggled in pain, they all remind us No matter how difficult life becomes, no matter how great our suffering, we must hold on to love and kindness, let go of hatred, and make peace with ourselves. Only then can we break free from inner chains and find true freedom and happiness. No summary can replace the original work. A good book is worth reading page by page. Good night, and wish you a sound sleep tonight. I'm Time for Bed. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to our next encounter.